manage people, you need to encourage them when they excel and coach them when they fall short. Well, how do you know when your performers are stellar or their performance is lacking? Simple observation is usually not enough. If you have a call group that is answering incoming calls, the call reporting function of the InACD MIS for the NEC SV8100 will help you determine your stars as well as give you additional information that will increase everyone's productivity. When I refer to a group, I'm referring to one or more people doing a similar function. A group can be one person, such as your attendant or backup attendant, or more people, such as sales and service or appointment setters. In this demo, I'm going to show you 5 reports and show you what you can learn from each one. The report generator has many reports that you can choose from, and I'm only singling out a few to give you an idea of the information you'll have available. Reports show you historical data, and you can choose the time period you are interested in. Let's start with the Agent Call Summary report. In this report, we can view comparative metrics between agents. This helps you view your stars and those that need coaching. If you look here, Ann and Morgan have been logged in for approximately the same amount of time. Charlie, on the other hand, has been logged in for over 4 hours less. Now, if all 3 of these employees have the same job function, you probably have a problem with Charlie. However, Charlie may only log in under certain circumstances, and this may be perfectly normal. The next report is the Call Summary by Queue report. Here, we can take a look at the total number of calls that were offered the group, how many were answered, how many hung up, what the average call length is, the average wait time, and the longest wait. These statistics look pretty good. With an average wait time of only 9 seconds, you're getting to your callers very quickly. Another report that helps you determine whether you are offering the call experience you expect is using a threshold. Threshold reports allow you to determine a time period you expect calls to be answered in. Let's say you want all calls answered within 30 seconds. Using 30 seconds as your threshold, you can view metrics on calls that meet your service level or fall short. If you look at this report, 95 calls were sent to the sales queue. 87 were answered. 7 were answered after the threshold, which gives you a percentage of 8% of the calls were answered after the threshold and an overall service level of 87%. You can use this information with your sales group to help improve the service level. Let's say someone calls you and says either, "I just wanted to tell you how impressed I am at the wonderful service I got when I called your company." Or, on the other end of the spectrum, "The person I spoke to was so rude." Well, with the first caller, you'd like to find out who that employee was and thank them. Finding out the employee that was rude is also important so that you can get their side of the story. You can use the Call Detail by Queue report to find out who handled the caller. If you find out the day that the person called, let's say it was on May 5th, you can find out the caller ID of the person who called. Let's say it was 555-3254. You can see that Ann was the person who answered that call in the sales group. Depending on the type of the call, you can either go up to Ann and say, "Job well done," or you can go and get Ann's side of the story. Now, if this is a one-time thing, not all customers are reasonable, and maybe Ann just didn't click with that caller. However, if you see a pattern where customers are calling and complaining about Ann, it's time to have a talk with Ann. Without this report, you'd never be able to determine who that employee was. I saved my favorite report for last. My favorite report is the Abandoned Call Detail by Queue report. This report lists all of the callers that did not get answered by a call center employee. Wouldn't it be nice to have a list of people that wanted to talk to you about doing business with you, but for some reason abandoned their call? Well, how about printing this list a couple times a day and assigning someone to contact them and see if you can capture more business? For many businesses, this single report is enough to have a short ROI on the entire telephone system. As I mentioned earlier, there are many reports available with the report writer. This is just a sample of some of the reports that you can print, and there are many more. These reports can be printed daily, weekly, or monthly, or they can be exported to Excel, HTML, CSV, or XML format for use in other programs. Well, I hope you found this video informational, and thank you for watching.